Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trek Canon. So, today I was going to do a video about season 3, episode 5 of Discovery, right? But, well, here's the thing, I always make it a point never to watch another YouTuber's Star Trek videos on a subject that I'm going to be doing a video on. It stops me kind of repeating or getting influenced or being biased by their videos. So, I wanted to make a video about Discovery, but I figured I'd change topics today and kind of talk about a little bit of Star Trek canon. All right. I've watched several videos where people talk about how the Federation and how Star Trek is woke and how it's SJW and, you know, it's too social. And I kind of wanted to give you guys a history of Trek. Now, I always joke and say that it was four people who knew more about Star Trek than I did, and that was the late great Gene Roddenberry, Bird of the Galaxy, his wife, Major Barrett, and Denise and Michael Okuda, who I had the chance to meet at a Comic Con event where they signed my technical manual for the Enterprise D. Well, this was way back before it was considered before it was called Comic Cons and stuff like that. It had cool names back when it was called, where it was called Hide and Go To and Don't Let Nobody Know That You Was into stuff like this, so you was gonna get roasted all the way to school and back. That's what it was called. It was kind of a long title, so they shortened it down to Comic Con. But anyway, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, just some of the history of Star Trek. Um, we like to focus on the fact that Earth is a paradise. It's a utopia now in Star Trek world. But it took a lot of things. It took a lot of hard work for those people to get to that place. So let's talk about some of the things that they had to go through. They went through World War III. Now, again, most of this stuff is going to be from memory. So if I skip over some things or I miss some things, just understand that it's from memory. These are my bootleg videos, so I don't get prepared. I just be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna talk about this." So I don't get prepared. I have no notes. I have no, everybody keep talking about I should edit, and I just be like, "No, man, I love my bootleg videos. This my bootleg Trek Canon videos." But so before first contact with the Vulcans, before the famous first contact with Zefram Cochrane, um, Earth was in shambles. Um, Zefram Cochrane wasn't building that engine for space exploration. He was building it for money. All right, he was building it because of money. Now, here's the thing: Earth went through World War III. It went through the eugenics wars. It went through locking homeless people and unemployed people up behind walls and their own little cities. It went through Judge Dredd type trial and court systems. It went through almost the decimation of the human population. But all of this, by the time, tribal conflicts, all of these things, by the time first contact even happened, you know? So first contact is stated in Trek canon as being what brought humanity together. Okay. Now, will it take something like that to bring us humans together? Because we have a lot of things going on right now that's kind of jacked up. And that's probably why a lot of people find it hard to think of Earth as being a utopia, as being a paradise, because they look around, they look to their left and right, and that's not the things that they see. They don't even see us going in that direction. And for those people, I have to say, just be patient. It's some work we got to do. But let's just talk about some of the things that they had to overcome that made them a utopia and a paradise. Let's see what we got. First, they had to overcome racism and discrimination. These little petty squabbles that we have amongst each other. All right. To not like somebody because of their skin color is ignorant. You know what? I wouldn't even call it ignorant. I think that was some kind of mental disorder. It's like I mean, because it holds no rationality no matter how you look at it. If you challenge that thought process in any way, in any meaningful way, the idea of racism is counterproductive. It's counterproductive financially, it's counterproductive uh, society wise, it's counterproductive in every way that you think about it. It's not productive. So, in a world of Trek, they don't have racism. They've moved beyond such things. They know that they are all human, right? That we are all the same species. Various pigmentations, just as there's various height differences, weight differences, all kinds of differences. But we choose this one, this race one. Why? We know. But let's go on to another one of the aspects of things that um, are against a utopian or oh no thank you. Oh, it's all good. That's against a utopian or paradise type of environment. All right. It's gonna be profit. Now, if you look at Star Trek, a lot of people talk about the economics of Star Trek. And they get a grasp of the economics of Star Trek, but they don't really understand the economics of Star Trek. So let me try to help you guys out. This is the economics of Star Trek. There is trade in Star Trek. There is currency in Star Trek, even in member worlds, even on Earth. There is currency, there is trade. What they frown upon and what they always make a distinction in between is profit. Profit. What is profit? Profit is getting something extra over the value of that item or the value of the work put into producing that item. Okay? So what is profit? What is the purpose of profit? To accumulate money. Okay? For what? Because society says we need it. If everybody decided to stop paying rent in the United States, everybody just decided to stop paying rent, you think everybody would get evicted? You think the banks will repossess everybody's houses? And even if they did, and nobody decided to pay rent, no more, just decided, you know what? No, we're not going to do this. Where's the power? Where's the power that the landlords or the property managers or property owners will have? Okay. Now, this might be counterproductive to a lot of people who believe in a capitalistic society. But let's think about it this way. Think about the United States, the 50 states of the United States as being 50 member worlds of the Federation. You never hear them talk about, hey, we need some tritium. Let's go over here to, Alpha Centauri and pick up some tritium because another world needs it. And that world is like, oh, okay, well, it took us, 100, whatever to mine 100 bars of gold plus platinum to mine this. We're going to charge you 200 bars of gold plus platinum, for this trade. No, in the member world, they need help. We give them the help. We need help. We receive the help. It's not about profit. That's counterproductive. A lot of people say, well, profit stimulates growth. It stimulates innovation. No, your love for the craft stimulates growth and innovation. All right. I'm an engineer. There's been so many times where I've run out and did work in my field and out of my field that I knew how to do simply because of the joy of it. When people offer me money for it, I've been like, nah, I'm cool. It was the joy of the job and helping others. Farmers farm because that's what they do. They love to do this. Doctors treat people, most of them, because they have a joy for this. All right. But they have to pay student loans. They have to pay rent. They have to pay bills. They're caught up in this system of profit. Okay. So that hinders so many things. That hinders so much. All right. And this is one of the things that they tried to get away from in Star Trek, which is why Earth is considered a utopia, a paradise. All right. So the only people that they really consider that's in Star Trek that they use the word profit with is when it relates to Ferengi. All right. Now, is that the type of society that we want? That's an exaggerated society of the capitalist system. Is that what we want? You know, It takes five strips of latinum just to wait, 10 strips to sit down if you want to wait. No, that's not how we want to do things. So there are steps that it's going to take us to get to these societies, and there's hurdles and everything that we're going to have to do to go boldly. Okay, to continue on, and I'm gonna have to say that the social justice aspect of Trek has always been social justice based. Okay, it has always held a mirror to our society, to our practices, our beliefs, our cultures. Every species in Star Trek is a representation of something you can find on Earth, whether it's other nations, whether it's other nationalities, whether it's other ethnicities, whether it's other cultures. It's always been a basis of examining what the extremes of certain ideas and ideals could be. All right. And maybe give us a warning sign of how to avoid them. Now, there's a plethora of things that Star Trek has motivated us to do. There's people in the science fields, people in the medical fields, people in the engineering fields who got there specifically because of their love of Trek. You think that they needed to call that transparent aluminum invention that they made transparent aluminum? No. That guy really, really loved Star Trek. He even said that that's why he called it transparent aluminum. Okay? There are people nowadays who want that. They're called socialists, though. And I'm going to have to say, if you call this type of thinking socialism, you either one, don't know the definition of socialism, or you're wrapped up in the capitalist mentality. And I don't understand that mentality. I really don't. I'm into we will risk destroying our civilization, risk destroying our planet through global warming and all these types of things for profit. Think about that for a second. Profit. Something we say is worth something, when the things that are really worth something all around us is being destroyed by these systems. So, Star Trek should, has been, and will continue to show our natures so that we can see these things and say, hey, we don't want to go down that road. This is the society that we want. This is the planet that we want. These are the interactions with our fellow humans that we want. Okay, we don't want to do anything that's counterproductive or counter humanity. And it seems that we're doing these things. Okay, we're taking it out on Star Trek, and we shouldn't take it out on Star Trek, because Star Trek has always been something that we should strive to be. Now, giving critical thinking of the aspects of Star Trek and stuff like that, that's always welcome, but being like, there's videos that I see where people are always talking about, well, um, Star Trek is full of social justice, socialists, and that would never work. And no, it wouldn't work based on the systems that you have now: racism, discrimination, profit, things that try to make one group feel more superior or better than another, when we're all in this fish bowl together. It makes no sense to me. So this was my little Star Trek rant. I'm probably put out another video sometime tonight based for the actual Star Trek Discovery video, season 3, episode 5. But I just kind of wanted to talk about, Star Trek has never been, like, the super positive that Star Trek history. If you go into the history of Star Trek, the things that went on in the background to how they got to where they was going, it was dark. It was dark. It was a lot of death and struggle and war and violence that got them to where they are. And hell, even 150 years after first contact, we still wasn't ready. If I remember the episode, it was a saying that Sabal had in Enterprise, which was, he told the Admiral, he said, the Admiral asked him, well, are you scared of humans? And he was like, you guys are paranoid like Tellarites, uh, suspicious of something like that, like Andorians. You guys can be bloodthirsty and emotional like Klingons, and at the next minute can be just as logical and analyzing basically as Vulcans. Basically, we have no way to classify you. We don't know what to expect of you. We have a lot of potential as humans. We do. We have a lot of potentials, and we have a lot to offer. It's just that we got to get past these things that hinder us. These things that try to separate us and stop us from boldly going. So anyway, please subscribe if you like the video. Click the alarm button. Let you know if any new videos drop. Because again, I'm gonna be talking about season 3, episode 5. Oh, yes, I am. I gotta find my Star Trek shirt. Anyway, peace and recycle. And as always, say the whales.